G'day, I'm Zach and welcome to my first video review. This channel that I'm going to create, I'm a collector of watches, and very recently, for better or worse, I've fallen into the rabbit hole or begun to explore Zelos. So to begin the video, I'd love to, just to introduce who I am and how I got involved in Zelos as a brand, and then we'll move into a review of the Horizons GMT from Zelos. So I suppose to begin with, I've always been interested in watches. I do have a little bit of a collection, but it's been a little while since I've bought anything, and was actually introduced to Zelos. It was just pure luck, really. I was browsing the Australian Watch Talk Facebook page, and a friend of mine, Milland, had actually posted this exact watch, and he was comparing the size at this 40mm case to the, I believe, a 39mm day date from Rolex that he owns. And he was making a comment that at 40mm, this wears a little bit smaller than you'd expect. What I saw was immediately the Meteorite Dial, which to me, I'd only ever really seen this with an Omega watch in the $15,000 to $20,000 range before. And the Sapphire Bezel really stood out to me as well. So I saw it, it wasn't for sale, but I sort of reached out to Milland and he was quite happy to sell it to me. And look, as I say, for better or worse, it's one of the most exciting watch purchases I've ever bought or I've ever had. And then diving into Zelos and learning about the brand and what they've got on offer has been heaps of fun the last couple of weeks, months. But of course, it's impacted the wallet, and you're going to see this. I've got some watches on the way, and I'm really excited to share those as well over the next few weeks, and you'll see just how far down the rabbit hole I've actually found myself. So to begin, I don't know if I want to call it a review, but maybe just an overview of this particular model. Let's have a look at an unboxing first. So of course you've got the watch, which we'll get into a little bit more in a minute, but what I'm going to do is a bit of a breakdown unboxing, very quick, very simple. So with anyone who's familiar with Zelos to begin with, obviously we have the cardboard box or cardboard sleeve. In that sleeve we're going to have what's now, I believe, discontinued. We've got aluminium boxes coming with the Starfighter and future models, but this one has the timber box. Very nice, great for storing things. And then inside you have a leather watch roll. Now these leather watch rolls have been coming with Zelos for a little while, I believe, and yeah, they're really quite useful. You can fit 4 watches or a watch and some bits and pieces in these and travel with it. So it's fantastic that you're actually getting this embossed Zelos logo, which is really nice. So within these rolls, what you're generally going to get is, pull that out there, some little bits and pieces. Now I'll explain this. This particular watch that we're looking at today is a Horizons V1. Didn't come with the stainless steel bracelet standard. This has been purchased extra, but we'll have a look at that. We have the warranty card. Really nice warranty card, quite interesting. And this particular watch will come with a Horween strap, and usually will come with a black Tropic rubber strap. Now I don't actually have that for this particular watch, but I'll show you that in another video with some other models. So we'll pop that away and let's have a look at the watch itself. We'll zoom in. So here it is. This is the Zelos Horizons GMT. 200 meter water resistance in stainless steel, and once again with the stainless steel bracelet that you can purchase separately, or that did come as part of the V2 Horizon GMT package. Now what stands out immediately is that Meteorite Dial, and of course within the Zelos lineup, Meteorite Dial is not uncommon, but it's still very special. A lot of people love this, myself included. And what's really interesting about these dials is that striations, the way the light reflects on that, and just the amount of depth to that particular dial. And we'll throw up some daylight videos so you can see that in a little bit more detail, but yeah, it's just really, really interesting. And what else stood out to me was the Sapphire Bezel, and it just pops. The sapphire shines. It's really, really nice. And I love on this particular model the day night indicators, of course this being a GMT watch, which we'll explain a little bit further for those that aren't familiar. What we do have, as well as the bidirectional rotating bezel for the GMT function, is the inner chapter ring, which also contains 24-hour time, which allows this particular model to track 3 time zones. Now, if you're interested in how the movement works, how to set the watch, how to use it to track 2 or 3 time zones, I'll put a link up the top for another video where I go into depth with that. But in this particular video, I won't bog down with all those details. As you can see, a lot of brushed stainless steel on the sides, and we do have a little bit of a polished chamfer edge as well, which just really gives it that tiny little bit of a highlight and that really nice shine. Coin edge style bezel, and I find the bezel firm, but not difficult to use, and there's just the tiniest bit of back play, but that is absolutely nothing to complain about. In fact, numerous Seikos hold nothing to this watch. My experience with a couple of other Zelos watches that we'll bring up in future videos, these bezels are absolutely excellent. So we'll go through the measurements now, and what you have is a case size of 40 mils, a case size of 40 mils, a lug width of 20 mils, which is pretty common, so you can get a lot of straps for this and switch it out, get a different look. And for example, the Halloween strap that I'm using, or I was using actually for a little while, I think really suits this watch and is just a really nice look. It'd be interesting to try this on some rubber straps, but yeah, change up the looks as much as you'd like. Looking at the lug to lug, we're 45 mil, and the thickness of this watch is 12 mil, but that's not including the domed sapphire. And you can see here, it's just got a little bit of a dome to it. Now, in my measurements with the trusty calipers, I've found that the thickness including the sapphire is 13.5 mil. Once again, in the other video, what I'll do is we'll go through and weigh and measure this watch. So click the link if you'd like to see some more detail there. So first impressions. I've been wearing this watch now for 2 or 3 weeks, and yeah, I really like it. I don't have any real complaints with this particular watch. I did actually put a post up on the Zelos Timekeepers page, which you can go and have a look for if you'd like, for other people's opinions, and there really were no complaints. The only thing that people did comment on a little bit was the size. So a 40mm case, but very sort of petite, narrow lugs. The watch does wear quite small, which is not necessarily a bad thing if you have smaller wrists or you like smaller watches. This is perfect. If you're a fan of big, heavy sports watches, or you have large wrists, well then perhaps this isn't the watch for you. But very nice nonetheless. So I'm going to throw up some sunlight video now so we can see a little bit more of the striations here, and you can get an idea of what that Meteorite dial looks like in the sun. Now, Elshan does make a number of Meteorite dials. I believe this is non-coated. This is pretty much just a straight Meteorite dial, but he has one that he calls graphite, I believe, on the Mako, which is a dark coating of some description, and he has a number that are done in blue and red as well, which is, I believe, some sort of PVD coating. And yeah, if you want your Meteorite to come with a little bit more character, you could look for one of those watches. Now, Zelos is well known for its use of Loom, and we'll throw up some Loom shots of this watch. This is pretty good. I mean, there's no shortage of Loom here. You can see it very well. It's two-tone with the GMT hand having a slightly different color, which is excellent, because if you are traveling with this watch and you want to be able to tell the difference, or easily, should I say, tell the difference, you can find that GMT hand, yeah, really quite easily. So as a quick overview, just to finish off, I would like to show you the sapphire case back. Now, this watch comes with an ETA 2893 movement, and that is in the elaborate, I believe I've said that right, elaborate grade, which means that you basically have a little bit of extra polishing and a little bit of extra nicety to this particular movement. Now, Elshan also has a custom rotor, and if you look very closely, you'll see it's actually basically a laser engraving of the world. with the Zelos logo there, and that's a really nice touch for a GMT watch. You can see here mine is number 41 of 120, stainless steel, sapphire, ETA, 2893 of course, and all of these watches are generally made in fairly limited runs, so 120 of this particular model. I'm very happy to own this particular one. As I say, it's really driven me down the Zelos rabbit hole, but it's it's a place I'm very happy to be, and I'm really excited to share with you over the next coming weeks and months perhaps some new pieces that I have on the way, and hopefully you guys can be at least as much, or at least on the way to being as excited as I am about those. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me here in the comments. I would love if you would like and subscribe. Of course, it's not necessary. I'm just doing this for the love of it. But if you would like to support the channel, please do, and I'll bring more videos as I can. You can also find me on the Zelos Timekeepers page, which I'll link in the description. And there is a place where lots of people who are really excited, like I am, about Zelos, get together, chat, share their experiences, share their pieces, and often will sell and trade as well. So if you're looking for a piece like this, which is sold out at the moment, you might be able to find one there. Thanks guys, I appreciate your time watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.